Hello friends. Already we have seen about the chapter 1 related to Ponniyin Selvan. This video related to chapter 2 Azhwarkadiyan Nambi. I want to describe each and every line which was written by Kalki. Kindly use your headphones and hear the story. It was very interesting. It's Ponniyin Selvan, Chapter 2, Azhwarkadiyan Nambi. Vallavarayan Vandiyathevan rode down the embankment and turned his horse towards the southern part. His heart danced with joy like those sailboats skipping across the waves. The excitement buried deep in his heart seemed to erupt outward. His intuition said that he was going to meet adventures experienced by none in one lifetime. What joyous delight even as I approached the Chola kingdom! What wonders will the fertile, bountiful land beyond Kollidam hold? How would the men and women of that country behave? How many rivers? How many reservoirs? How many clear streams? How wondrous would be the river Ponni, that is of Kaveri, prized in song and epic. How enchanting would be the flower-laden Konnai and Kadamba trees on its banks. Would not the wink of the lily and the blue lotus or the blossoming welcome of a red lotus be a pleasant sight? How magnificent would have the spectacular temples erected by the devout Cholas along both both bank of the Kaveri. Aha, Palayarai, capital city of Cholas, Palayarai, that turned Bumbugar and Urayur into small country towns. What of its places and what of its palaces, towering columns, armaments, god houses, busy markets, Shiva temples of granite and towering Vishnu temples? Vandiyathevan had heard about the captivating of devotional poem Devaram and Thiruvaimoli sung by music expert in those temples. He was soon to have the fortune of hearing them. That was not just it. He was soon to attain favors beyond his wildest dreams. He was to personally meet Emperor Parandanga Sundara Chola, who was comparable to the god Velan in valor, who was as handsome as Manmada, the god of love. Furthermore, he was soon to meet the emperor's beloved daughter, an incomparable jewel among women, the younger Pirati Kundave. Hopefully, there would be no interruptions along the way. So, what if there are obstacles? I have a spear in hand, a sword at my waist, armor on my chest, and courage in my heart. But the orders of the commander-in-chief, my prince, are strict. Do not enter into any skirmish until the assigned task is completed. It is pretty trying to obey that order. I have followed it thus far in my travels. A mere 2 days' journey remains. I must be patient until then. Travelling with the intentions of reaching Kadambur fort before sunset, Vandiyathevan soon reached the Vaishnava temple in the town of Veeranarayanapuram. Since it was the day of the Adi festival, a large crowd of people had gathered in the woods and glades around the temple. Vendors selling jackfruit, banana, sugarcane, and various other edible has set up shops. Others sold flowers such as lotus buds for worship the gods, as well as blooms to decorate the brides of women, mounds of tender coconuts, myrrh, candy, jangri, betel leaves, pressed rice, and puffed grain were on display for sale. Fun games and other amusement were in progress here and there. Astrologers, expert palm readers, soothsayers, and magicians who cured the poison bites of these there was no dearth. Amidst all this, Vandiyathevan noticed a large gathering standing on one side, and he heard loud noises of argument among people in its middle. An immense urge rose in him and find out what the argument was about. He would not control it. Stopping his horse by the roadside near the crowd, he dismounted. Signaling the horse to wait, he parted the crowd and walked right in. It surprised him to find only 3 people involved in the debate, even though they were merely 3 men. The crowd again around them periodically cheered this chosen favorite rather loudly. One day they will realize the cause for this commotion and watched to find out the reason for the argument. One of the debaters seemed to be an exceptional follower of the Vaishnava faith. He wore the sandal-paste namam marking of the sect all over his body. He had styled his hair into top knot on his forehead. A short staff was in his hand. His short, squat frame seemed quite strong. The other was a follower of Shiva, wearing broad ascent mark on his devout body. The third wore archer robes and had completely shaved all the hair off his head. He was neither a Vaishnava nor a Saiva. He seemed to be an Advaita philosopher beyond any sect. The Saiva devotee was saying, "Oh, you Azhwarkadiyan Nambi, give me an answer to this. Did not Brahma try to find Shiva's head and Vishnu search for his feet, unable to see neither head or not foot? Did not both seek the sanctuary of Lord Shiva's auspicious feet that begin? So, how can your Thirumal Vishnu be a greater God Lord than Shiva?" Hearing this, Azhwarkadiyan pounded his staff, saying, "Well, fella, you fanatic Saiva dust worshipping priest, stop your nonsense. Recall that your Shiva gave boons to the 10-headed Ravana, king of Lanka. Did not all those boons turn to sawdust when comforted by Sri Rama, an incarnation of our Thirumal Vishnu? When that is so, how can your Shiva be a great god than our Thirumal?" At this, the archer-glad monk who believed in the one supreme being intervened to say, "Why do you both argue wastefully? There is no end to your arguments about Shiva being a bigger god or Vishnu being greater. Only while you are involved in that pagan rituals of devotions will you quarrel about Shiva and Vishnu. The path of knowledge is greater than devotion. Then there is the state of absolute knowing beyond even knowledge. When you reach that state, there is no Shiva and no Vishnu. All existence in the Supreme Being. Do you know what Sri Sankara, the teacher, says in his dissertations on the scriptures?" At this point, Azhwarkadiyan Nambi interrupted. "Stop it, you fellow. Do you know what dear Sankara who wrote all those explanations for the Upanishadam, that is of Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures finally say, 'Sing of Govinda, sing of Govinda, sing of Govinda, O foolish mind.' He said it 3 times. It's 2 dumbheads like you that he refers when he mentioned foolish minds." The crowd responded to this with thunderous clapping, mocking, laughter, and loud cheers of "Aha, oh," like that. The monk did not stay quiet. "Hey, you with the top knot on the forehead, it is correct that you refer to me a foolish mind? You hold an ordinary wood staff in your hand. You are surely a wood-brained wastrel. It is surely because of my foolish mind that I have come to talk with the astral like you." "Oh, sir, this is not an ordinary wood staff. If need be, it has a power to break upon your shaven head." And saying, the Nambi raised his staff as the crowd cheered him. The philosopher interrupted. "Dear fellow, stop it. Keep the staff in your own hands. I shall not be angry even if you hit me with your stick. Neither will I dispute with you that which it hits is supreme, that which is hit is also supreme. If you lay hands upon me, it is like hitting your own self." Upon hearing the Nambi announce, "All of you watch. The Supreme is going to serve the Supreme hollow hit. I am going to hit myself with his staff." Swirling his staff, he moved towards a monk. Watching all this, Vandiyadevan wondered if he should grab the staff from the fellow with the top knot on his forehead and serve him a few smacks from it. However, the monks seemed to have suddenly disappeared. He mingled into the crowd and vanished. At this, the Vaishnava supporters in the crowd cheered even louder. Aryan turned towards the Saiva devotee. You food dust worshipper, what do you say? Will you continue the debate or you want to run away like the monk? He said. Me? I shall never run away like that philosopher spouting mere words. Did you think of me also as your Kannan, that is of Krishna, Lord Krishna? Is not your Krishna the same fellow who received the beatings from the butter churn because he stole butter from the homes of milkmaids before the Shiva worshipper could furnish? Nambi interrupted. Why, sir, did not you Shiva carry loads of dirt for the sake of dry pudding and get beaten on his back? Have you forgotten that? Swirling his staff, he approached closer. Azhwarkadiyan was a stocky, well-built brood. The Shiva devotee was an emaciated man. The cheering supporters in the crowd were ready to enter the tussle. Vallavaraya Vandidevan felt that he must stop this absurd rumpus. He came forward and said, Sirs, why are you arguing? Do you have nothing better to do? If you itch for a fight, why not go to Langa? There is a big war going on there. Saying, who is this fellow trying to make peace? Nambi quickly turned towards him. Some people in the crowd, like Vandidevan's fearless mind and charismatic face. Thambi, that is your brother. You tell me. They cheered. Tell this quarrel mongers the truth. We will support you. I will tell the fact I know. There seems to be no quarrel between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu Narayana. Those two seem to be quite friendly and pleasant towards each other. Then why are these two men arguing? Hearing these words of Vallavaraya Vandidevan, the people snickered. The Shiva devotee commented, This boy seems to me intelligent, but jovial words cannot end the argument. Let him answer the question. Is Lord Shiva a greater god than Vishnu, or is he not? Shiva is a great god. So is Tirmal Vishnu. Both are equal. Worship whomsoever you want. Why quarrel? Said Vallavarayan. How can you say that? Where is the proof that Shiva and Vishnu are equal? Chitted Azhwarkadiyan. Proof? I will give you proof. Last night I had been near Vaikunta, the abode of Vishnu. At the same time, Shiva came visiting. Both were seated on equal thrones. They seemed to be of equal height. Still, to avoid any doubt, I measured their height with my arm. Young man, are you mocking me? Roared Azhwarkadiyan. Yes, brother, yes. Tell us more. Applauded the crowd. Upon measuring them, I found both of to be exactly the same height. Without stopping at that, I asked both Shiva and Tirmal directly, Do you know what they said? Hari and Shiva are one and the same. Those who don't know this should have their mouths filled with dirt. Saying it, they gave me their fistful of dirt to throw in the mouths of their idiots who quarrel about it. Vandidevan opened his fist to show a handful of dirt. He then threw it among them. Upon this, all hell broke loose. The men in the excited crowd started picking up dirt and rubble and began throwing it at each other. Azhwarkadiyan also entered the fracas with shouts of idiots, unbelievers, and using his staff. A great disturbance and commotion was about to erupt. Luckily, a stentorian announcement thwarting all this was heard nearby. Best of warriors, bravest of the brave, he who destroyed the very root of the Ponniyin army by attacking furiously, he of the victorious spear, he who engaged in 24 combats and wears 64 battle wounds on his sacred body, the Chola's Secretary of Finance and Food, the Lord who can levy tax, the elder Lord of Palur is announced. Make way, a thundering voice made the announcement. The heralds who made the announcement came first. Then came the drummers. Behind them came men carrying the palm tree flag. Next marched several smart footmen bearing lances and spears. Behind all these men came a dark, well-built man seated on a finely decorated elephant. The sight of the warrior on the elephant looked like a dark cloud resting atop of a mountain peak. People stood on both sides of the roadway and watched. One day they even guessed that the man seated on the elephant was Lord Palavur. Behind the elephant came a palanquin with skilled drapes pulled close. Before he could wonder who could be inside, Vallavarayan saw a fair hand full of bracelets and bangles come out and slightly part the curtains. The dazzling face of a girl could be seen inside the palanquin, like the moon shining forth from behind a sifting cloud cover. Though he was the beauty of womankind, though her captivating face seemed like a radiating full moon for some reason, Vadidevan was not happy to see that face. An irrational fear and disgust took hold of him. At the same time, the woman's eye focused on something near Vandiyadevan. The next instant, the horrified sound of a girl's scream was heard. The screen pulled shut once again. Vallavarayan looked around him. His intention said that the lady had screamed upon sighting something nearby. He screamed again. Azhwarkadiyan was leaning back on a tamarind tree just behind him. He saw that the fanatic Vaishnava's face had turned undesirably horrible and ugly. His heart filled with irrational surprise and revolt. This is the end of the chapter 2 in Ponniyin Selvan. Next video, we are going to see about the chapter 3, Vinagara Temple. If you like this video, kindly watch the video completely till the end, and if you like this, please subscribe my channel Learn with Geeti, and press the bell icon for more videos for notifications. Thank you.